Welcome back to BR163 on Farming Simulator 25. It's episode 3 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the last episode I was doing the second of 2 harvest contracts. The second one is done. Both those contracts have been paid out, as you've probably just seen. If I took screenshots, I think I did. I've got 2 fertilizing contracts to do. But what I'm going to do on my way to them, they are both in... Actually, they're both back the way we've just come. I say on my way to them. I was right by them. What an idiot. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going to whiz up to the store up here to purchase some more concentrate. So I forgot about that. So we're going to get that ordered. And you know, I'm not going to load this up with concentrate. Obviously, that's got to be mixed with water. At some point, we probably need to get a larger water container. Which again, it's not a problem. It's not too much drama, is it? But if we come around to here, and then I'm going to whiz over and get these 2 fertilising contracts done. Then I'll probably see you in. Now I can't remember if I've got this set on 1 or 2 day months. So we'll just put in just over here. And it should be just here. There you go, concentrate herbicide. Oh, there you go, concentrate fertilizer. There's no image shown for it. There you go. So it just wasn't showing the pallet. So we'll just grab one of those. 840 litres. That will do us a load more. We can always buy more at a later date. We don't need that much more at the moment. I'll come over in the pickup. We'll grab that. They've got a forklift here, so we can load it up, no problem at all. I just thought I'd do that while I was out and about. Let's go and get this spraying contracts done. And then, like I say, what I'm going to do, hopefully, probably into tomorrow, whatever day that might be. There's a load more contracts. The trouble I'm going to do what I always do and get sucked in to spending all my downtime just doing contracts, which I could do and should do. I want to do more contract work on camera this time as well. I'm hoping this series as well, again this is a hope, fingers crossed, I'm hoping to do more live streaming on this series. I did a little bit on Sunshine Forest actually, to be fair, where I'm doing bits and bobs like this, because it's an ideal thing when you've got some contracts underway and something that are taking a while. Why not live stream? It just makes more sense. So yeah, but I want to get seed treatment done. So we've got an oat field that we need to harvest of our own. And the weird thing is we've got this strange... Actually, let's pull over to the side here. I better just double check this while I'm here, because again I'm making these bold statements. It's ready to harvest. Yeah, it's ready to harvest. But if we come down here to our harvesting window, and we come down to oat... Ah, right, we are in the harvest window. I've got to be careful here because we've got seasons on it. I don't want it to... we could go beyond it. If I'm on 1 day months and I can't remember, because we're slap bang in the middle. The line's in the middle there, isn't it? And we go into March. I might need to harvest it today. I'll get these fertilising jobs done quick, and then we'll get over there and we'll get that harvested. At least that's out of the ground. You might see me start that. I don't know what I'll show. But we need to get that done, and then we need to get some seed made, and then some grass work done. Then we need to look at the lime situation, all the stuff I was talking about in the last episode. But anyway, we are spraying. Probably should have gone back to top off the tank. Oh, okay, we're going into... okay, I'm going to disappear now, aren't I, into the undergrowth. Just double check. Yeah, that one's flashing, isn't it? Oh, it's 18 first then, so it doesn't matter which way around it is. And because I'm not going to be able to see the ground, we're not just going to absolutely... Look at the height of that. That's crazy. We're going to vanish into this crop. Pretty cool though. So I'm definitely going to need the old gypsum. The gypsies. Get the spray on. This is not ideal at all, is it? Blimey. Anyway, while I'm just destroying this entire crop, I mean, it's a pretty cool animation. I like the fact it's bending and springing back. But anyway, let's get this done. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's alright. I'm still on 12. I couldn't remember whether it switched back or not. I was just looking top left to make sure I'm on the minimum application rate possible, so I'm not wasting anything. See you later on. I'm back at the farm. Those 2 fertilising contracts are done, so I've come back here. I'm going to grab the pickup in a little while. We're going to whiz down, pick up that concentrate we bought, put it back in there. I'm wanting to go and get some more water. How much have we got in here? 4,200. Might be alright to get that chugging away. Herbicide we don't need at the moment. We have got, that has run through. We've got 9,239 litres, so we haven't got to worry. So we will need some more concentrate at some point on there. But what I'm going to do is move over to doing that oat. Now you'll see top right, I've got a contract weeding. This is weird, right? Because I looked and I thought, oh, that's cool. It goes in 8 hours 50 minutes, and I borrowed the equipment from it. The least cost is 519, and that comes with a big old like harrow weeder and a versatile tractor. And I haven't used the versatile stuff yet. When that pack came out with the Fords and the big Roy and the Plains and Prairies, I thought that's really cool. So I've borrowed the equipment, and the borrowed equipment is sat at the store for me to go and collect, but the contract is saying it's 92% complete. I haven't been anywhere near the field, haven't grabbed the equipment, haven't gone and got it. I'd heart failure. It's like, where did my header go? I'll put it over here, didn't I? It's just there. So we still don't know yet if we're going to need to cultivate or not. Not sure. I suppose I should mulch, shouldn't I? It's not something I do very often. It says, look, weeds are growing, it needs lime, it needs ploughing. It probably does need all of that. But I know I need to get that oat out of the ground, otherwise that's going to, that will just die off. I can't risk that. So we need to get our oat done. I'm going to grab the harvester, get cracking on that. That might take a while. What time is it now? 3:10. I don't know what I want to get onto that weeding. I need to get that done, otherwise the contract will go. We will fail, and we can't afford to fail. Can I get through that double gate? I can. We haven't got a fence the other side, have I? I think I'll probably just grab the header. This is really weird, right? Because this header trailer comes with this harvester. Yeah, as soon as I take the header off, it doesn't work. It's a bit too far over for a start. So let's lift the header up. Yeah, it's just a bit. There you go. So I just did. Never mind. Right. Now, oh, that's a point. Swath. We've got a whole oat field, haven't we? We'll have a load of straw. That hadn't even occurred to me. No, I can't remember every time. That's some indicators. No. Right. I did press the right control. I then just pressed it again and deactivated it. We're good. So, it's a big old field, this, isn't it? Oh, right. Let us get cracky-o-lackying. We don't own a baler, but I think I might bale this rather than... I tend to go down a forage wagon route a lot. I think we might bale. Why not? Well, we're up to 107,000. We need to lease that auger as well, won't we, at some point? Enjoying the process. Yeah, and we can stack our bales up. And decide what we're going to do with this field. Again, it's going to be able to look at what can we plant now. Probably not a lot. So it's just going to be a lot of prep work until we get to sort of planting windows. But anyway, I said I'll probably show you. I thought I might do a time lapse, or I might sort of just do a jump in and out and say, look, here we are, here's what's going on. Are we going to use all of the oats for making seed? Probably not. I wouldn't have thought so. We might make a load. At least we know we've got plenty. It's funny how often, considering I've just been doing all the work, I was just doing the fertilizing with GPS on. I did the harvesting with GPS on. I've come to do my own harvesting, and I just jump in and I go back to that default mode before GPS. I mean, you got to remember, I played on 15, 17, 19, 22, and we didn't have a GPS system. We didn't have on console. It wasn't a thing. You know, we didn't have course play. We didn't have any of that. So whilst yes, we have had it for a year now, nearly a year. It's funny how my brain switches off to it, and then I suddenly think, oh yeah, why am I not using the GPS? I should be, you know, I don't know. I just keep forgetting it's the thing. Especially when I do my first going around the outside, doing. I know the headlands are supposed to be at either end of the field, however you want to refer to them. Out edging. How we're looking crop wise, just over half full. It's nice not just focusing on forestry as well. I know on Sunshine Forest we did loads of other stuff in the end as well, but we started off and we did a lot of forestry on that, just full stop. Am I going to do any forestry on here? I might do a little bit. If there's anything that I need it for, potentially we might need to do some. I don't know yet. We need to sort about looking at like, building those bridges, but again, that's, I don't know when I'm going to go into that, but at some point it'd be nice to do a bit of that. Might be quite cool to have a go at building a bridge. I don't know how many resources we're going to need for that. I know people who've already done it. They're already, you know, they've made them way back and all the rest of it. I don't know whether or not to just, because we can go down to the store in town and we can buy some of the resources like tools and stuff like that. Might not be a bad idea to go just buy some tools and get the process underway. Whether or not we should just do that, I don't know. I'm doing like I start that list, and the problem is my brain, I want to do all of it at once, and I can't do all of it at once. Of course I can't. We need to just work through. I need to make a list and then probably work out the order of priority linked to like that jigsaw puzzle again. What am I doing next? What do I need to be able to achieve that task? Let's work towards that, do that task, then look at what comes next, then next. Otherwise I'm trying to achieve 5 things at once and it's just not necessarily doable. I'm trying to decide whether or not to take the fence out completely from around that field. I might do, you know. This one hasn't got a fence around it. But I suppose this wasn't the start farm. This was a bonus field. Can I get around there? No, not tight enough. There we can. Excellent. I hath grabbed the versatile, and we'll see about this weed weirdness. Contract 92% complete, and I haven't been anywhere near it, so I think it's this field here. Yep, field 36. This is nice though. Look, we get to use a versatile. Not a bad looking tractor, is it? I do like the colour scheme. I wonder why I might like that colour scheme. Answers on a postcard. Pete will know if Pete's watching. Depends which Pete, of course. Does it say 92% because only 8% of the field has got weeds on? Is that what it means? It's a bit odd, isn't it? I guess we'll see as we start to go across what changes. Well, let's have a look and see where the weeds are. Can we see any weeds? Is this preemptive? Or is this are these dark bits? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. The trouble is it could just stay like this at 92% the entire time until I get to 92%. I thought, oh, I'll just jump on there, do a little bit and I'll get the contract, but I don't think that's going to be the case, is it? I guess the other thing we can do now is go to... Oh, that's how weeder is working. weird. Weird weeds. What are you going to do? Right, I can turn that back off again because we're on the right field. I know where we are now. Turn those off. It is being quite versatile at the moment, so we should be fine. Oat harvest is almost done on my farm. I think I've got a couple of little bits left. I have left the straw on the ground. We've got a full auger wagon of 20,000 litres and the harvester's just filling up. I don't know whether or not. I don't think I'll get another full harvester load of 5,000, so we'll be about 24-ish. Plus we had the 8,000 litres, or was it 8,000 something, left from that harvesting contract, didn't we? So we should be up over 30,000 litres of oats, which should be alright. Well, I never. Yeah, it's just. I just hope now that when I get to the end of it, that last 8% does go, because if that's broken at 92%, at the end of the day, yeah, it's just been a bit of my time. If I don't get paid it, can I claim it back? Maybe, I don't know. But again, it's nice to do something a little bit different with some different equipment and machinery. That's another reason I've said many times, oh yeah, 93%, why I like doing contracts and contract work, because you tend to, especially if you're borrowing equipment, you get to use equipment and machinery that you don't or wouldn't necessarily normally get to use, and you might not necessarily normally buy. So it's a good way of trying out bits and bobs. You might try out a rig that you've borrowed for a contract and think, you know what, I like this, I'm going to buy one of these myself. You know, you might like the sound of the tractor, you might, I don't know, whatever it might be. Okie dokie then, 10 to 4 in the afternoons. At what time is there a time where late afternoon becomes early evening? What time is that? Is it different everywhere? Does everyone have a different opinion of what that is? I always thought late afternoon, early evening was like 5 p.m.-ish. You know, 5 in towards 6, you're getting into early evening, aren't you? Aren't you? I don't know. I suppose it depends. Anyway, 94%. So as it turned out, it was weird. We are contract complete. If we go to here, look, we've got all that left. So we didn't have to do much of it. It was very peculiar. Anyway, you probably saw earlier actually as well, I've got another contract for fertilizing, so I'm going to top up my fertilizer sprayer, and we're going to get that done. That's quite a big field one. That's going to pay about 29 grand, I think that is. So again, that'll be an off-camera bit of work, but I definitely need to get that oat harvest done on our farm because of the fact we're getting out of the harvest season for that. So we're going to take this back. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll take it back. We'll take it back. I am back at the farm and our concentrate hath been collected. I'm also going to show you where we're at. Well, we need to put that stuff into the side actually. Just realised our oat harvest is done. I'll leave that there actually, so it can draw from that as it needs to. That makes more sense, doesn't it? We've still got water in there. Did I turn it off? Might have done. Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, we're going to need some more water at some point. But anyway, let's get that chugging again, because I've been using a fair bit of it for doing fertilising contracts here and there, which is cool. So, our oat harvest is done. I've left the straw on the floor. I'm probably going to bale that, I reckon. That's the plan. And like I said, we ended up with just over 200,000, not 200,000. That would be nice. 20,000 litres, which is going to storage. So yeah. It's done, it's cleared, straw swaths on the ground, we're going to get that baled. It won't be a huge amount of bales, but we'll get some done. And then again, there's all sorts of stuff we need to look at. But, oh yeah, Jonathan reached out. We're going to try the Jonathan method, and it's cool. It harks back to, a little bit, for me, to 6 ashes, I think, a little bit. As far as feeding our goats goes, for the time being, just to make sure we can keep them topped up, he said he leased, or bought a mower. Oh, I can do that. That's not a problem. But with a little bit of a twist, which I think is quite cool. So I might do that. And then what he did was, around the edges of his fields that he owned, we got grass. So why don't we just cut some of that, see how much grass we get, put that in. That's going to regrow over, But again, it's what we can plant in our fields, because I've got seasons on, based upon the season and what's available, what we can plant, and what planting and harvesting windows we're in. I knew this was full. What was I thinking of? Let's get pipe out. This Stara is the 150 horsepower one. It does feel a little bit sluggish. I know it sounds weird. My dad always had this phrase he always used to say. If something was a bit kind of, I mean, look at the world now, and that's not the case. If something was a bit basic, it did a job, but it was quite basic, It was a solid rig. It was whatever it might be. He would say, "Oh, it's a bit agricultural," because like my dad always used to say, and it was, back in the day, stuff was it was built to last. It was solid. It was rugged. It would stand the test of time. Required little amount of maintenance. And if you did need to do maintenance, you would maintain it yourself because you had the ability to do that. And so it was always like, "Oh, it's a bit agricultural," And it just made me laugh. I was just about to say. It's a solid, dependable, I guess. It's 150 horsepower. I was going to say it's a bit agricultural. Of course it's agricultural. It's a tractor. But yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just thinking some other tractors I've had over the years on various different Let's Plays and stuff we've done where you can get a decent, 150 horsepower. They've got a little bit more, bit more get up and go about them. I think this just got up and went, I think. I'm not sure. Let's spin around. Do a lot of spinning around today. Bit Kylie Minogue. We'll be doing even more spinning around in a little while as well, actually. Potentially. Let's get the engine on. She didn't do too bad. Better than I thought we did in there. So, it'll be down to the store. We probably could do with a low loader of some description, something to transport things around, I guess. I said about a flatbed, maybe. Let's park this up. Do you fancy a treat? Fancy a treat? Don't worry, the treat's going to be free. It's a free treat, which is cool. We want this, the FX Seed Treater. And that's only 37,000 to buy. We don't need to buy it, but leasing it's going to be, 1,887. Can't odds it. I've done Seed Treat before, I know, I've done it on lots of Let's Plays. But if you're new to the game, you might be new to my channel, you might not have ever seen me do anything with that kind of stuff, that's absolutely fine. Now, this is cool, and I have pre-ordered. Because it didn't matter. I pre-ordered, so it should be available for us to go and collect. And there is a forklift down at the main store as well. If we come to our palleted items, goods, unless they changed it in update 1.1, whatever we're on now. No, still, look. Seed treating liquid, 0. I might need to lease a small trailer. Trouble is, I can't lift this out the back of here. I've got if I could lift that by hand, that'd be fine. We'll use this, maybe lease a small trailer. Anyway, yeah, what I was going to say was, I got sidetracked again. We leased that. Did we lease the seed thing? Yes, I showed you the treatment. The seed treat was free. So, free treats for everyone. Nice. You're going to need something to put through the auger, of course. And then we're going to go to mowage. Mowers. So we have available some options. Oh, okay, so that comes as it is, and you buy that separate, or you buy them both together. Well, we want the mower, so we're going to buy that. And we're going to get a bagging unit off the back of it, so we can get ourselves a 0-turn mower. We'll probably buy it, not lease it. It's not that expensive, is it? So we'll buy one. Why not? And so what we can do then is we can mow round our edges of our stuff. So more spinning around, 0-turn. Away we go. Let me get that, sort that out. I'll get the bagging unit. Excuse me. And yeah, so we'll go and collect that. I might get myself one of, again, maybe not buy, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We have arrived. Money has gone down because I did purchase the trailer. Oh wow, we've got all this stuff, haven't we? Look at it all. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to have to come back in, aren't I? And maybe down with the tractor. Have I got a rear hitch on this? No. Okay, well, that's not a problem. And I can't remember whether or not I can. Does it have ramps? I can't remember. I can't remember all these things. So a seed treat is over there because it was 0 anyway, and it was that thing of I thought, you know what I'm going to do. Yeah, so I thought, you know what, I'll order a load anyway. So we got tons here, way more than we need. It's not liftable either, is it? No. So we've got the that's here, that's standard. That I didn't put that in. That's already here at the store. So what I need to do now is put the bagging unit. I went for the rollover protection system on this as well because I'm not insane. Can that be folded? Don't know. Don't think so. Let's put the bagging unit on the back. Actually, before we do that, there we go. That'll do. Oh, I feel dizzy already. Woo. Bagging unit on. Oh, that's interesting because this is the bagging unit that goes with this. Do I need to switch this over? I can never remember with these. So it is on bagging, and you have to remember the bagger as well acts like a forage wagon, so we have to actually turn that on and lower it so it will do the thing. Mower. Does that thing go? It does. Look at that. Way nice. Okay. Turn that off. And now the question is, I thought this came with ramps, so I might have made a mistake. I might have to go back into the brochures and have a look because the one that I was going to get, the something Maya. And so what I'll do, I think, is probably if I can get the 0-turn on here with a bit of space, I'll load some of the pallets on the trailer. If not, I'll load some of the pallets into the back of here. We'll get as much up as we can at one go, and then we'll get the seed treat auger up. I might do the seed treat in the morning. I might not do that now. Oh, that thing I was going to look at. I was just getting cheap balers. Have I got it installed? Yeah, this one here. It's only 20 grand. I'm not going to buy it. It's not bale wrapper or baler wrapper or anything like that. But for 20 grand, it will do some bales. Be cheap as chips to lease. How much is it to lease? 1,000. We'll lease that. We'll come back for that later on. So maybe tomorrow. By the end of this episode, I wanted to get some seed treating done, but I wanted to get some mowing done as well to make sure we got plenty of feed for the goats. Even if it's just go around, fill this up once, tip it in, and then every couple of days go and do a bit more. I mean that kind of, at least we've got it on hand, and this is for sorting out the goats. Yeah, it makes sense. Then we've got goat milk coming all the time. I've got to work this out. I'm pressing all the buttons, all the things. I can't work out why that won't unfold. Menu's open. It was a combination of work modes and various different things. So for this, you can change the tip side. So it's tip side left, right, back, or ramps. Once it's on tip side ramps, you then open up the ramps. Actually, turns out it's the perfect width for this, which is a bit like this. Didn't whether I drove on forwards or backwards. This even raised kept hitting the ramp and lifting the rear wheels off the floor, whether it was forwards or backwards. So what I did was disconnected it, backed up and just pushed it and pushed it and pushed it with the mower until it was level, then hooked it back up, and now we're good to go. So let's put this into the trailer. Actually, I don't know. Oh, I have a bit of room. Take it right to the back. Let's back that right up. Yeah, we might get some pallets in the front there. And this one as well, the mower itself was work mode as well. So once I change my work mode over, I'll show you again now, L3 does that. Press it again. So one's for cutting and leaving the grass, one's for cutting and not leaving grass, and then that, press it again, does that, which attaches your bagger. So it was just a combination of a few different things. That should be strapped down. That's good to go. And then what we'll do is fold the ramps, and I can load some of the stuff into the trailer and some into that, I think. So that should be a case of fold ramp, triangle. Right, that's done. We'll load, actually what we'll do, change work mode, tip side ramp, tip side back, do that, open flap, and now we'll get a couple of pallets on there as well. Right, I'll see in a bit when we loaded all these up. It's a complicated old process, isn't it, eh? Some into there, some into there. Let's get cracking, and then we'll come back for these other bits. Time is ticking away. It's 6:10. I've got work to do. Well, that doesn't technically go all the way to the floor, does it? Okay. Well. I hope that went below. There we go. Was this the best trailer to purchase? Maybe not. There are so many trailers available. And for the price as well, I probably could have got... There's all the Mack Trucker 921 trailers. There's loads of them, all different sizes. And then they're normally really cheap. And with the ability as well on those for loads of different configuration options, which makes them really versatile as well. Oh, okay, we'll do that as well again. And we're kind of strapped down. Let's just take that as a yes. We're strapped down. Yes. Close flap. And we're off with a load of goodies. I'll be back for the rest in a little while. Whoa. Where there's blame, there's a claim. Right, so let's get some mowing done before we lose the light. All of our seed treat has been piled up here. I've got one pallet to the side on the forks already. So, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow morning. We'll get the seed treat auger up and we'll get at least some seed being produced. I'm going to... Oh, that's a good point, actually. Auger wagons, they do take seed and fertiliser as well. So what I'll do, I'll have oats in my trailer. You can get an auger wagon version of this as well with the pipe. But what we'll do, if I've got the option to set that to grain door, we'll set it to grain door. We'll have that tipping into the auger with the seed treat, and then we'll have the auger putting into that to produce our seed. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? Actually, I didn't check, did I? We had, what was it to end up with in the end? 28,000 and something. Plus we already had some in here from before, didn't we? So what have we ended up with in here? Oh, it's 37,000 litres. That's not bad. And our soybean as well, which we could run through as well. The soybean was a byproduct that was left over from harvest. So if we wanted to run that through, it was additional crop. We got paid for the contract, so why not? Right, so let's get some mowing done. Haven't had a goat back in there again yet, which is good. So, the Jonathan method. Let's go. Does it have windows? Windows? What were we talking about? Windows? Lights was what I was talking about. Okay. Beacons? No. So, not really designed for not designed for evening entertainment. So what we'll do, we'll turn our bagging unit on and lower the pickup. Turn our mower on, lower the pickup. So why is the bagging unit not picking that up? We are on... It's weird. Why is it chucking out to the side? In some bits it's getting flung out for some reason. Don't know, that's peculiar. Let's come back and pick those up. Don't know why it's doing that. But we are though. Yeah, boy. And then we just go back over any bits we've missed, I guess. Yeah. And then we'll unload that into the feed. So it works an absolute charm. We've got a bit of grass around here, haven't we? So we should be alright. I wonder why that pickup, why that's doing that. It is certainly curious. Some long old grass here, haven't we? But at least we know it's working. It was fairly inexpensive as well. It goes at not a bad pace. I've gone for the larger Bilbo bagger, as you do. Saggy baggins and all that. Up any bits we missed. Awesome stuff. Right, so I will see you. Actually, let's get this full once, and then we'll go and. That's annoying actually, because I'm finding I'm gonna be. It seems to be doing a mix between the two, where it's trying to mow and put it out to the side, and if it does that, then the bagger, which is a forage pickup wagon type thing, should be picking it up from the side, but it seems to be missing bits. There's not a setting for it that I'm aware of. Odd. Anyway, I'm going to fill this to 6,000 litres. There's a special compacting unit inside of it, like the trash compactor from the Death Star. It's that kind of same technology, really. We've barely even scratched the surface on one part of one field, so. Awesome. It's a good call doing the rest of this in the morning, and because all of a sudden we lost the light. I was going along quite happily. This really does need lights on it, and boom, it just went not dark, but nearly. So we've got enough. Where is the feed bit? Don't know. Surely we don't need to go in there, do we? Because I'm not sure how we'd do that. Today's just been. I'm just hunting for. Got no meadow grass at the moment. I'm just hunting for triggers. Is it just here? Maybe. I don't know. There we go. Is that all they needed? Okay, well, you know. I wonder actually. Let's see. Can we store it in the silo? I can't remember if it is a multifruit, isn't it? We can store grass in the silo. That's awesome. We can come back for it later on. Yes, we can. Right, see you in the morning for treat time. We are into March. It's 7:41 in the morning. I've just a thought. Why don't we set this up to unload into the silo? That way I'm not double handling. Otherwise I'm unloading into an auger wagon that I've got to drive over to here. That makes no sense, does it? Just thinking, if we set this up here and unload to it, and that can just unload into that. Yeah, that. Why would I not now? I've got to remember with this, because I got this wrong before, didn't I? Because when I was doing this before, I did it out of a silo. So I mean, I could do that as well. If you bring it round and put it this side, and I put the little bunker, the little scoop bit under here, this will then fill into it, and then you unload the seed coming out into a trailer and then bring it back around and put it in. So you can do it either way round, I suppose. It depends which way you look at it. I'm going to put some oat. I'm going to put some oat into the trailer. We'll do that first. I'm curious to see. I think that trailer holds 10,000 litres. I'm curious to see what 10,000 litres will do. But if you are doing it from a silo, if I recall correctly, and I kept forgetting to do it, I spent ages, if you watched any of the episodes when I did it, propping this thing up so that this little bit here was closer to the nozzle for the silo. And it turns out this whole bit here raises up. Someone messaged me and said, did you know? I said, it's funny you should say that. No, I didn't. So we should have the ability to start the engine, and then we are... Actually, we don't need to raise that up, do we? Because we're not putting it into a... You can stay like that, it doesn't matter. Now, is it L1, R1? I want to say... What about R1? No, R1. Maybe it doesn't on this version. There it does, there we go, look. Look, so you can wind that up. So it brings up a little bit higher. Let's put that like that, that like that. Actually, to be fair, if we're unloading from a trailer, we don't need to be. It only needs to be raised if you're doing it from a silo, I guess. So we'll leave it like that for the time being. Right, so what we need first then, with that running, is we need to bring over the seed treatment. I'll grab the trailer, the small trailer, we'll do that. And then at least we get some seed underway. We have got a pea harvest that's come up that pays 29 grand. So I've taken it on. As you can see as well, look, our fields that we harvested, we have weeds there, which will come back again if we don't plough these, which for the environmental score it doesn't like ploughing. If we direct drill these, that's fine, but direct drilling won't stop the weeds coming back. Ploughing will stop the weeds coming back. So what we might need to do is so I still haven't decided whether to mulch or not. I can't mulch that field over there yet. Oh, I took the pickup down to pick up the baler. That's hooked up on the mat. That'll come back up later on. That'll be the next episode. We'll do the baling in there. Then we'll decide whether we're going to mulch or not. Maybe we'll do a bit of mulching. I don't really want to spray these with herbicides because you'll plant your crop and they'll come back again. Because that's on this, as it stands at the moment, the only way to really get rid of them is ploughing, and then that's it. Bang, no more weeds. Planting, seeding will get rid of them, but they will come back. So anyway, right, let's grab the seed treat. I'm just looking, actually, these are 280 litres. I can't remember what they were previously. Were they more than that, or were they always 280 litres? I've got way more than I need, way more than I need, but like I say, for free, why not? Stock the stuff up. Now that should. Maybe I will need to... Seed treat liquid 0 litres. Why is that showing 0 litres? Look, There. Go in. Go. Does it need to be the other side, maybe? Doesn't seem to want to... Okay, well let's try the other side, can't we? Why is nothing working today? Why is nothing going the way it's supposed to? Oh, hang on. There we go. Now we're cooking. Stops again. Keeps. And why do I have to keep moving it around for that to work? That seems strange. It's like it forgets it's there. How much is this holding? 50 litres, okay. So that should last quite a while, shouldn't it? I'll leave it there by the side just in case it'll just keep plodding away. Put that there, do that, bish, bash, bit of the bosh. And let's grab some oats. Just realised. Hope it sounds alright. I've looked up, just started recording and I haven't moved my mic. So my mic's not anywhere near my face. Maybe you can hear me alright. If you can, that's awesome. Sure, this is 10,000 litres. Sheep seem to agree. Goats, sorry. Goats. The goats agree. $10,000 litres. So what will 10,000 litres give us? Now, Michael, I was talking to Michael the other day. I was saying about when I did my testing on this. And when I did my testing on this before, the seed treatment auger, I'm sure I said when I did the video then, I was just basing that solely on if you had 10,000. Well, I'm saying for example, if you had 10,000 litres of oats, if you have 10,000 litres of canola, if you have 10,000, whatever it might be, oats gave you the most return for the amount. However, and I did say on the video at the time, what I hadn't taken into account, because it becomes a whole thing. Spreadsheets are involved. Nina would love it. Farmer Cop would love it. I love a spreadsheet. When spreadsheets become involved, and Michael messaged me, and when he had done his testing, he had worked out based upon harvesting a field, the yield you get from the crop, because all the yields are different. So if you're getting a high yielding crop and you're putting it through and you're not getting as much seed out, a low yielding crop like oats, fairly low yielding, is giving you far more. And I think he said pretty much what it works out is the yield to seed ratio running through the seed treat auger means it all pretty much balances itself out. You do still, you work out getting pretty much the same regardless. I didn't take into account the yield of a crop. All I said was that if I've got this trailer of oats, and I've got the same trailer of canola, if I've got the same trailer of wheat, the same of barley, oats gave you more return putting it through. But like I say, because they all yield differently, there's so much more to it, and you know, I don't do deep dive into the, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm just I'm a simple guy. Do I need to? Nope, not that. We are on Tipside Grain Door. Let us give this a go. Get that a little bit more. Actually, it's got a trailer hitch. I could buy more of these and daisy chain them, couldn't I, if I wanted more capacity? Right, how are we looking? Is that running? It is running already. It's not hanging about, is it? Look, there we go. Whoa, whoa, mother. So, oats in, seed treat for free, seed out. So let's see then. That is going down. What will our 10,000 litres of oats give us? Now bear in mind 8,000 litres of that oat was byproduct from another harvest, not our harvest. The rest of it is ours. But turning it into seed, why not? What's just left in this? Should say, shouldn't it? 7,300. So we've only put 2,700 litres of oats in, and we've already got 4,000, and that's still... Whoa! Cha-ching! Now again, there are plenty of options for buying seed. There are plenty of silos, there are plenty of multi-fruit buy stations. There are some that are cheap, some that are discounted, some that are free. I think I did this once before and someone said, I don't know why you're bothering, you can go and get it free from such and such a silo. Yeah, you can. There are tons of things out there. There's all sorts of stuff. You know, I always used to use the... oh, what was the name of them? I've forgotten now. They were awesome. It was a silo and it was heavily discounted. That was always my go-to. This can't be right, surely. We've used 2,700 litres of oats and we've got 8,000 litres of seed. That ratio is insane. 8,410 litres of seed. Let's go people. Right. We haven't used, I mean, like I say, only 10,000 litres of our total. We've still got in here then 27,038 litres of oats, 20,000 litres of soybean, seeds going in, grass we got stored because we did our mowing. I've got more mowing to do. I can just, if I get a bit of spare time, what's that? I could just whiz around with the mower. I'll say every time that gets a little bit low, but they've got meadow grass in there as well. It's a small meadow, so it's not a huge amount in there, but I've got a bit of meadow grass. They are producing the milk of the girt, which is nice. Do I want to put some sheep in there? We've got 20 out of 34, probably not. If I was going to do sheep, I'll probably do a separate pasture somewhere else, I reckon. We'll leave this as just goats. They seem happy enough. So yeah, what I'm going to do, run the rest of this through. We'll see what we end up with, because at the moment, it's looking good. Very good. Very, very good. Oh my days. And this wasn't expensive to lease. It wasn't expensive to buy. 37 grand. Awesome. Well, I have to say, as far as the first test goes, I'll take it all day long. No problem at all. We over tripled our oats in. We've got 31,000 litres, 31,219 litres of seed from 10,000 litres of oats. So we tripled. And I say, it's going to depend on the yields and stuff. What is interesting as well, I was thinking about this, if we go to, if we go to here and you think about, if you buy oats, let's just say for example, let's just use oats as an example. Wheat's a little bit more expensive. If we go oats, right, 1,400, if I went to go and buy oats rather than get them left over from a harvest or a harvest that I've done, and I bought 1,000 litres for 1,400. That 1,000 litres through there, seed treat is free, so you're just paying for the auger to lease it. If you buy it, that's up to you. Then moving on from there, everything is all gravy. But that 1,000 litres becomes 3,000 litres. So 1,400 pounds, euros or dollars would get you 3,000 litres of seed running through that auger, as opposed to 1,260 for 1,000 litres. So 1,400 run through would give you 3,000, so 3,000 litres of seed for 1,400 if you bought it. And again, there might be some big bag options, there might be some pallet options, and we can get it cheaper. There might be a silo where you can go and buy it cheaper. It might be the local feed stores doing a discount, whatever it might be. However you've got hold of whatever crop it is you're using. I might do a test of it because we have got some soybean, haven't we? we've got 20,000 litres of soybean. I could run 10,000 litres of soybean through actually, and I mean I'll do that off camera because I'd be curious to see if it tripled on that as well. I don't suppose it would, but again, that comes down to a whole nother. I don't see why it would have changed from 22 to 25, but I'm glad the AGI stuff came out because this is brilliant. I love using stuff like this. It's very cool. Anyway, the heavens have opened. It is absolutely bucketing down, so I can't do the pea harvest yet. I'm not going to go and do my baling yet. The straw's going to be wet, and then we'll look at next episode, see what we're going to be up to. I say I've got a ton of things moving forward that we need to do, that I'm thinking about doing, that I want to do, and we'll just keep cracking right along. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.